To remove the background picture, you gotta kind of like hold up where you want to delete, and Photoshop automatically takes where, what areas you want to leave there. There guys, working really nice. We haven't lost anything yet. I think here it'd be a little bit tricky. Yeah. And then we need to do a bit of a path, I believe. Yeah, that's the problem with the background tool. Wonderful tool, needs to be more refined though. So what happens when you have a background that's very busy? Yeah, it eats up on. I'll show you a different way to do that, to do page stuff, but yeah, you just gotta trial, see what sort of quality picture do you get, and your gradient tool, it's really when it first comes out of the box from Photoshop. I believe it's just something like that. So when you want to do a gradient, sometimes you don't want to do that. You might want to apply one color. Make sure that you do change it from here. We select that, delete that, and we'll get rid of that layer. We do another one by pressing Control J or Command J on the Macintosh. So some people, depending on what you want to do, and as well with the gradients, you have your different options that you can do. Choose perhaps a different color, red. And obviously we have the bucket tool, pretty self-explanatory. Blur, the blur tool, we make it a little bit size up by pressing close bracket on your keyboard. And again, the amount, every tool's got these options, its own little things that you can do to, okay, maybe perhaps you want a little bit more, put it 80%, and you can see they're starting to soften the edges a bit, more pronounced. Sharpen tool, obviously sharpens the pixels, but you just gotta be careful with them, not to burn them out, so to speak. And what I mean by that is, if we get rid of that layer, we'll do another one. So if I just keep hitting that, that's a 50. If we press 0 in our keyboard, now do you see what I'm talking about? So yes, you gotta be very careful with all these tools. The smudging tool obviously smudges it. Now the dodge tool and the burning tool, darkness, lightness, and of course the sponge tool, it works with your saturation. You can just put it desaturate or saturate over here in the options. The pen tool, the pen tool is your friend. It's where you want to do some detail selection. You obviously want to use the pen tool, for example. Like I said, there's a number of ways that you can do selections in Photoshop, and most of the editing, the key is to do with the selection tools. Now, when I'm working with the pen tool, I take the path away from that. There's a couple of things that I can share with you regarding the path. The working path that you are working on, is remember to double click on them, rename them, or just press OK for the path 1, because you don't want to overwrite them. If you don't do that, you would lose your working paths. Let me illustrate. Say if I do this and somebody come in and interrupt you, you clicked out of it and you go, okay, well, no, actually I'm going to start from here. And perhaps, let's say that you already done a fair bit of work around this area, and you come to here and you go, oh, what happened to the other half that I was working on here? Where is it? And you probably find out that you overwritten it. So it's always a good idea to double click on it, keep track of your path to make your selection tool, select your path, and really what you want to do is you want to load the selection of it. This is to stroke it and this is to fill. You can also stroke that by just simply stroking it, clicking it here. Okay, so now you want to select the area, and before in previous Photoshop you didn't have to do the selection, but now this time you do. You have to select it even if you want to put up stroke. Yep, see the stroke around there? We just hide that. Maybe perhaps I change the color to a bit of red so you can see it properly. We'll do the highlight again, and we just stroke it. Beautiful. With the rest of the pen tool, obviously the freehand pen tool will give you the ability to just do exactly what that says, freehand. The plus and minus anchor points, obviously it adds anchor points to the already created previously path, or you can delete path. The shortcut for that, if you have your pen tool, you can either hover over it and automatically the pen will turn into a plus, whereas there isn't one, a minus where there is one, so that's pretty cool. And the V tool is just takes out the arms of the anchor points. Text, obviously your text tool. Hello people. And the selection tools are for the paths, which you can access through holding Control, Alt or Command Option on the Macintosh when you have the pen tool selected. These are your current, I suppose, pre-made paths. And if you look at the options over here, if you want to draw them, just select the shape line here. You can do these other shapes as well that come through there. You can have all the pre-made shapes. Change the colors if you wish. Grab another one. With the 3D tool, these two tools, we have to have a 3D object to import in, and you do that by adding a new layer from the 3D file. And we grab this desk. Press F7 so you can have a look at the desk. You can actually rotate the whole thing. And now if you haven't got a 3D tool, or if you don't know any 3D shapes, go to the websites, Google for free 3D models. There's plenty of websites there are that do give you free modeling. So really this is your hand tool, and now that rotation of view tool will actually do the whole canvas. So I will do it just to show you. Just double click on the tool and it resets it for you. Zoom tool obviously zooms in, foreground, background, and of course the mask. I'll show you how to use the mask tool. The mask, it does wonderful things. This is what you use to make collages. It's a very powerful tool. You can either press Q or the quick mask mode, and what you want to do is say if you want to delete the red area, but right now you can see it's selecting the opposite area which you didn't want it to be deleted. So if you press Control Shift I or Command Shift I, it gives you the right area to delete. And that's how you do your collages, so to speak. And that's all your tools for now.